So my client is back. This was her past design. It was just a really pretty kind of soft dusty blue with silver nail, just a gel manicure. So I'm just gonna file that down with my e-file. I'm using a carbide bit here, and I'm just gonna file this down thin. So when doing a gel manicure, you do a base coat first, and then we used a colored gel. This is from GLITTERBELS. They discontinued this product, but I still have it, so that's what I'm using. It's the builder in a bottle, but it's the black one. And so they have some colored ones. So you use the colored base, and then you reapply that. So I'm just filing down to that colored base, and then I will reapply. So first I'm just going to prep though. So just file down thin, almost like you would with an acrylic redesign or a gel redesign. Just get the color off, and yeah, then we'll start prepping. After I have filed some of the color off, I'm going to go in with a hand file and shape the free edge. She liked a kind of like rounded swivel shape. She usually was doing like a square shape, but she switched recently to this kind of rounded shape. So now I'm just using a sanding band on a really low speed to just get a little bit more of that color up and off, and file this down thin and even for an even application before we go in and do our cuticle work. This I'm using to remove the product and help blend that to the natural nail, but it's on a really low speed, so I'm not taking off any like I'm not filing her natural nail down with this. It's just removing the shine and kind of blending in the color together with her natural nail. After that, I'm gonna go and think I'm going to use here this tool. I love this tool. This is from Get Buff Pro. It gets really in when those clients have cuticles like this, the cuticle area where it's like thick. You need to get in there in the corners. This one's great for that. This is from Get Buff Pro. And yeah, I just love to use this little bit. You go down one side, reverse it, go down the other. I do this on both hands. I'm switching here to this tool that's from Erica's ATA, and it is like a buffing tool for around the cuticle area. It just moves the skin out of the place, which will be great for when I want to reapply. Before base coat, we go in and use dehydrator and primer, but make sure you wipe away all the dust before priming and dehydrating, because you don't want any dust left behind, or else your nails will lift, and you definitely don't want that. So prime, dehydrate, and then we're going to go in with a base coat. So I'm going to be using my GLITTERBELS black bottle base coat before my GLITTERBELS black bottle builder. So when I'm doing clients, I'll show you guys how I do that. So you can see I'm using my pinky to apply that. I'm trying to just get a really thin coat. So this, I'm not building up or anything. I'm just applying, getting close to the cuticle area and applying all over the nail to make a nice smooth thin coat. So I do 4 fingers at a time. So I'm going to do these 4 fingers. I'm going to stick her hand in the light and have her cure it. And then I do the other 4 fingers on her other hand, and then I go back and do the thumbs separately. So I'm just going to show you guys exactly what I do and how I do it. And every time you see that transition, that is when I am curing and her hand is in the light. So her other hand's in the light. You can see my pinky is resting on my other finger for support, and I'm just doing a super thin coat. So picking up a bead, wiping along off, and just super thin coat. Kind of, you can see me kind of scrubbing it in there, scrubbing it in, and just getting that nice and thin. You don't want to over flood anything or the cuticle area or anything with that. The color I'm going to use is the GLITTERBELS Cover Pink builder in a bottle. This one suits her skin tone really nice. So I usually go with this one. So I do a thin layer. That is my slip layer. So I do the thin layer almost like I did my first thin base layer. And then I'm picking up a bead of the same color, placing it at the cuticle area, bending the finger downward. I'm using my other finger to hold my finger in place. And then I'm pulling up my gel brush, but keeping the product on the tip of the gel brush, and then going left and right and feathering the product down the nail, getting almost to the bottom, stopping and grabbing a art brush to pull the product down the nail and get it where I want it. And then I'm using my art brush to maneuver that product really quickly into the place that I want it before I cure. I don't want this to seep into her sidewall, so I get that, flip her hand, gonna check from the side, make sure that it's nice and even, and have her stick that into the light. So I'll show you guys that again. So that has been cured on the other hand. This hand I'm working on now. So do a thin layer, super thin of this color, scrubbing that in, full coverage, bending the finger downward, picking up a bead onto that same brush, and then just placing that down. You guys can see, placing that near the cuticle area and letting it kind of work its way up there. And then I'm doing circular motions to go from left and right, creating a really small apex. So that'll just create that little teeny bit of strength for this gel manicure to last, because my client goes 4 or 5 weeks sometimes, depending on when she can get in. So you can see that has that built up strength. Gonna flip her hand and then stick it in the light and cure that. And now I'll show you guys that again on the other hand, just in case you're doing this yourself at home. Everything is in real time. So I am doing thin coat. I'm using the corner of the brush to get into the corner of her sidewalls, bending her finger downward when I'm going in to pick up my bead, using my finger for support, placing my bead down, circular motions, and then moving left, right, getting that product. I'm not touching the like the edge. I've already placed my product where I want it, and then I'm missing the edge. It'll go there. It'll go where it needs to go. But that's why we have to be quick when we're doing this. Place that down, grab my art brush, and you can see this is all in real time. Just quickly swirling that product down. I'm gonna have her flip her hand, double check that I have the apex and everything in place, and have her go in the light. So that's how quick you have to work when you're doing this. I'll let you guys watch along for me doing a couple more of these, and then we'll move on to the next step. After you've done all your nails, this is what they should look like. Super nice, shiny. So I'm just using an alcohol wipe to wipe off that tacky coat so we can file these. A lot of people will apply so perfect they don't need to finish file. I personally always like to go over it a little bit. I don't think I ever applied perfect enough to not need a finish file. So I'm going to go in and use my file. I'm going to go at the free edge first, get that nice end, round it out the way that she likes, go up and under to make sure that no product is like poking her finger or anything like that under there, and going back to creating that rounded shape. Then we're going to go over everything with the same hand file. So gel is super soft. You don't need to use an E file to shape it like this. I just need to go over it around the cuticle area and sidewalls and just very, very gently remove and debulk. Really, really, really gently, because like I said, it's so soft, it just naturally files like really easy, like butter. So I'm just going to gently shape these for nice, smooth application of gel, because I'm going to add gel on top as a design. So here's what they look like after they have been filed. They're a little dusty looking, but we've removed all the dust, and we're going to polish these. So I grabbed a pink polish that's kind of see-through that actually matches almost perfectly with the color underneath. I just wanted to color down before going in with my I'm using like a silver leaf gel. So this is basically like a sheer matching color. So I'm just placing this down. You could use any nude. I just thought that this one would be a nice nice color that matches perfectly. Just like I said, I wanted something down to make it easier when I'm drawing and painting and stuff. So that's what I'm doing. Just basically putting down the exact same color. Doesn't need to be perfect, like I said, because it matches exactly the same as the color underneath. So I'm just applying this and I'm going to cure it. I only did one coat of that because, like I said, it's just for drawing. So now I'm using a small art brush. This one is from Get Buff Pro. It is the mini, and I'm using GLITTERBELS Unbelievable Gels, and this one is Cream Cake, and I'm drawing some lines. So you can see I'm using my pinky to hold on to my other finger to draw those lines without like hesitation or shakiness. So I'm going to do that, give that a cure, and then I'm going in with the Beamy Beauty Box Metal Leaf Gels in the leaf gel colored silver. So it's just like a silver leaf. It's really easy to paint with. So I'm kind of going over, and then I'm just picking out more of that leafy gel to go back over it and kind of add more color. And any mistake you make, it's like super easy to wipe up. You guys will see I went over my white a little bit there. I'm just going to pick up a brush and just swipe it out of the way, and it's super easy to work with. I really like the Beauty Box Metal Leaf Gels. I have a bunch of them in different colors, and they are really great if you're like a beginner and you want to learn to hand paint, and you need something that's like really forgiving. Highly recommend. So I'm just taking a ombre brush and picking up that metal leaf gel, starting at the cuticle area to start, make it thicker there, and then use that to jiggle the product down and make the glitter kind of sparse to create a glitter fade, and kind of like patting that to try to make it fade a little bit because I added a little bit too much. And so you can see me kind of moving the product. So like I said, this Beamy Beauty Box Metal Leaf Gels are extremely forgiving and easy to use. Great for beginners. So they're good for fades and stuff too. You can see me playing around with it quite a bit to get that fade. I gave that a cure, and then on this finger I'm just doing a smile line. So again, these metal leaf gels are great for painting, so easy smile lines with these. So I'm just going up into the corner, and then the other corner using my finger for support again. And since these nails are super short and little, just baby nails, we don't want like a deep smile line, or that will make the finger look bulky. So I'm just doing like a smile line at the very tip of this nail. And yeah, the thumb also has candy cane stripes. And now we are going to add some stamps. So the stamps I use are from Clear Jelly Stamper, and I'm using snowflakes. So the snowflake colored is a off-white to match the cream colored that I used in the set before. So I didn't use like a bright white for the snowflakes. And then we're going to go in after that and top coat everything. If you try to put your top coat over top of your stamps, sometimes they'll separate. So I always like to apply my top coat quickly and cure it, or use a flash cure light when doing stamps and top coat. So I hope that helps you and you guys learn some tips and tricks. And the top coat that I am using here is the Ugly Duckling No Wipe top coat. It's really shiny. So yeah. And I'll show you guys top coating the other hangs. It turned out really bright so you guys could see. And then I'll show you guys the finished result. So this is the finished result. Super pretty, fancy, simple gel manicure for the holidays. I hope you guys like this set. This set took me 1 hour and 20 minutes to complete. Let me know down below what you guys liked about the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, click the bell next to it to be notified when I post, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!